Was good, ballers? It's Jim's Ballin' back again with another video with the weekly predictions for the AFC and the NFC championship games. Got the two games this weekend and the Super Bowl, and then that'll be it. So we're reaching the end of the season here, and let's just get through these predictions. For the first game, we got the Commanders at the Eagles, and this should be an interesting one. Got the NFC East matchup here. I think it should be a fun game, should be a close one. Got rookie Jane Daniels. Let's see what he can do against division rival Eagles at home. And like I said, I think it'll be a good one, but all in all, I think I'm going to go with the Eagles here. I think it'll be an entertaining game, close one, but I think the Eagles should be able to take care of business here. I feel pretty confident in the Eagles for this game. They should get the win here. I mean, they're at home. And when you look at the Commanders last week, they did get a really good win on the road against the Lions. That's a really impressive win. Definitely credit to them on that. But there's a couple of things that kind of made the matchup more preferable for the Commanders rather than the Commanders playing against the Eagles. I mean, first off, I think the strong point for the Commanders is their offense with Jane Daniels. And for the Lions, their defense was their weak point, banged up and injured, and Jane Daniels was able to take advantage of that. And the other thing was that the Lions defense, they weren't really prepared. They have not played a quarterback like Jane Daniels, a scheme like that, and they weren't prepared for that really. So Jane Daniels was able to do what he wanted. The Commanders offense was able to do what they wanted. However, playing against the Eagles is not going to be like that. The Eagles, they have already played the Commanders twice this year. So the Eagles, they're familiar with Jane Daniels. They're familiar with that game. I don't think that the Eagles defense are going to completely shut down Jane Daniels. I mean, Jane Daniels is impressive, and it's a really good offense that they got there to the Commanders. But the Commanders aren't going to be able to walk all over the Eagles defense like that, like they did against the Lions. Eagles are going to be better prepared. They know what's going to happen, so they should be able to stop Jane Daniels a lot better than the Lions did. And then looking at the other side of the ball, Commanders defense, not really the best defense in the league. I mean, the remaining teams, they obviously have the weakest defense of the remaining four teams. They have a very average defense. And for the Lions, they really struggled against Commanders, except for one guy, Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball, caught the ball. He had a huge game against the Commanders. And when you look at the Eagles, who has the best running back in the league? The Eagles do, with Saquon Barkley. Saquon's a beast. That offensive line is insanely good for the Eagles. And if Jahmyr Gibbs had a massive game against Commanders, they weren't able to stop him that well. Do we really think that the Commanders are going to shut down Saquon Barkley? Definitely limiting Saquon Barkley is their game plan, but I think with just how good that Saquon Barkley is, how good that offensive line for the Eagles are, I think Saquon's going to have a big game, and I think that'll be the difference for the Eagles. The Eagles have been leaning on Saquon, and Saquon's been delivering. He's been a beast. And with the Eagles at home here, Saquon should have a big game. The Eagles defense will be a lot more familiar with Jane Daniels. I think the Eagles should be able to win this one. I'm expecting an entertaining game, but I think the Eagles will win by a touchdown here. Give me the Eagles winning this one 27-20 at home. And now for the AFC Championship game, second game of the week, we got the Bills at the Chiefs. And it's just the same old matchup. Got the Chiefs and the Bills. It's always a good game, but it's always the Chiefs coming out with a win. Will things be different this time? We'll have to see. However, the Chiefs have a major advantage as they will be at home here. However, in the earlier matchup this year, the Bills were able to defeat the Chiefs. The Chiefs have only lost 2 games this year, which was against the Bills, and then Week 18 when they rested all their starters. That doesn't really count. They've really only lost 1 game this year, and it was to the Bills, and that's who they're playing against. It should be a really good game, really close one. Classic as always when these two teams meet up in the playoffs. But all in all, I think I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs. There's a saying, they always say, history repeats itself. That's what they say. And look at the history of the Chiefs getting the better of the Bills time and time again in the playoffs. It's hard for me to pick against that. I mean, got the Chiefs at home, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. The Chiefs have been looking pretty much unstoppable, winning all their games. They may not have been super impressive wins. They may not have looked like the best team, most impressive team, but they keep winning these games time and time again. And like I said with the history, the Chiefs have a history of beating the Bills in the playoffs. It's hard for me to pick against that. I guess we'll just have to see if Josh Allen can play a perfect game. Josh Allen played pretty much a perfect game against the Chiefs in their earlier matchup. He played a pretty perfect game, played incredible, and that's how the Bills were able to beat the Chiefs. Can Josh Allen be basically perfect? I guess we'll have to see. He definitely has the potential to play that good. He definitely has the potential to be the best quarterback in the league, to lead his team to the Super Bowl and win it. He definitely has that potential to do that, but can he actually do that? Can they finally get over the hump? And it's just hard for me to have faith in that. The history between these two teams is the biggest thing for me. And honestly, I just can't believe it until I see it. If Josh Allen and the Bills are able to win this game, then I can definitely look at things differently when these two teams match up in the playoffs. For the AFC playoffs, I can look at things differently. But just looking at history, the Chiefs just make it to the Super Bowl time and time and time again. It's hard to pick against that. So I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs here. As much as I don't want the Chiefs to make it to another Super Bowl and repeat, I don't want that to happen. I just think that's what's going to happen. I think the Chiefs will win this one in a close one, probably with a game-winning field goal. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here, 23-21. So yeah, I'm taking the Eagles and the Chiefs meeting up in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm predicting, and it's not what I want. I would like the opposite of that. I'd much rather prefer Commanders versus Bills Super Bowl. I much prefer those two teams, but just looking at how things are, I think we'll get another Super Bowl matchup that we don't really want. That's just the way I see it, but we'll see how things shake out on this Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Jim's Ballin'. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.